Hello, Susie from Pink Diamond Guide. How is everybody today? Dropping by again to have a look at how these energies are playing out, largely because they're playing out so dramatically in our world. And like I've always been really focused on trying to, when there's a big shift, trying to move with the collective and share what I know, at least in a small part, towards helping us move towards understanding of what this journey is all about, particularly with Twin Flames and the Awakening Collective. Look, we're under this August 31st full moon. Now it's a super full moon in Pisces, and it's a blue moon, and all of those, there's lots of connotations behind what all of those things are, which you can easily look up and research all about. What I'm really focused on is, over all of the other cosmic energies that we've got playing out that are leading us to move and grow, this full moon has felt to me like it was going to be particularly challenging, right? That it was going to be a real struggle to keep our thoughts positive and to move in a direction that was uplifting. Now, what I've found through this energy was that it hasn't been hard for me to be positive at all. In fact, I've been supercharged, right? I've been getting things done. I've been busy. I've been working in my garden, like, which is so not my normal thing to do, but I've been really pushed to grow my own vegetables. I've ordered myself a beehive. I'm like, there's this push on me that has felt like, if there's a negative thought to it, it's going, I feel like I don't know enough about nature and how it moves and how it, how to be self-sustaining, and the drive on me, if the negative side of it has been to figure that out. I've been supercharged to want to grow my own fruit and veggies, raise my own beehive, like even figure out hydroponic planting, all of these things that have not traditionally been my focus. My kids, I swear, they think I've just completely lost my marbles, but under this energy, with everything that's coming, we've got 7 planets in retrograde, and we've got this super full moon in Pisces. So there's some big things playing out. Now, on the divine masculine side of the energy is where the manifest of struggling to keep things positive, I'm seeing it play out. Now, Ricky's energy, like, yes, he had a real struggle. Like, it was an agitated energy. It was I don't feel right in my skin. I don't feel right in how I'm moving. It was just like he couldn't sit still, but he couldn't lay down. He couldn't focus. That's where I saw the true manifestation of it. And I thought, wow, this is an interesting energy that's playing out. On top of that, my 3 boys, I have the 3 teenage boys, and they all had a super row yesterday, where it's just like their masculine energies were overt. It was like really challenging for them to feel settled. Whereas my daughter and Ricky's daughter, we were all in a very different space, like wanting to bake, and make things and tend to the garden. Like, it has manifested in these feelings of overt, in the masculine energy. It brought out the more, see, I don't want to use aggressive, because there was nothing violent about the situation. It was just trying to channel it into something to do and couldn't find, it was a bit aimless, which is kind of that Mercury retrograde energy. Whereas the feminine energy in our house was all looking to create and nurture. So it just feels like everything was on hyperdrive. So let's have a look. That's how it's kind of played out around us. And I was looking for that full moon energy to struggle to bring positive energies forward. So I want to have a look at divine feminine energy, and then I want to have a look at divine masculine energy, and let's see how they're talking to each other and what we can expect out of this really, I want to say it's a special energy window. It's a life-changing energy window. Let's have a look. Let's see what we find. Divine feminine, what have we got? We've got the Page of Swords, push from the universe. We've got the Queen of Swords. We've got the King of Cups. We've got the Moon. There it is. We've got the Ace of Wands. And we've got the Four of Cups. Under the deck, we've got the Sun, the Five of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. We've got the Eight of Swords, the Four of Swords, and the Fool. See, oh, look, right? This is a really interesting energy, because honestly, this is how I've been feeling this push, right? It's healing from overthinking, right? Once upon a time, I would have gone, I think I should get a beehive. I think it'd be really important to have to support, bees. They're important for the future of humanity. That story is well documented. But to have that kind of medicine that's being made in our backyards, like it's being made from local nectar, local resources, and that there's something in that idea that felt like, don't overthink it, just do it. Just order the beehive and figure out how to attract bees into your backyard. So where the thinking part of that journey came in was going, how do I do this? How do I make it happen? And, healing myself from overthinking about a process that feels like it's divinely led. And, we're having big conversations in our family about what it is to be divinely led, what it is to believe in Jesus, what it is to have salvation in the divine. Like big conversations, big healing conversations, but without the feeling like there's any level of restraint in being fully in our divine nature, and just going, I don't know a bloody thing about raising a beehive, but I'm willing to find out. Like I don't, it's like that restriction of going, you don't know what you're doing, is cast aside, right? You just go, and this will play out different for everybody, but it's, that full moon was predicted to be a struggle to keep things positive. And what I'm finding in this energy is going, like the negative is not holding me back, even though like I'm aware, I don't know what I'm doing in raising bees. I'm going, there's something healing about the process in just going for it, right? Just go for it and figure it out as you go. And I hope the bees will forgive me in any mistakes I make along the way. But my heart is genuine in wanting to heal something. And it feels like a divine push. So I'm just going to go forth and conquer. Same ideal around growing our own fruit and vegetables. Like we created a worm farm. I swear my kids go, what is going on with you? But like, and I've never been interested in those kinds of things before, but suddenly it feels like it's front and center, right? Something inside wants to heal. Using our own compost to feed our own food, to grow our own food, and not overthinking the fact that I don't know what I'm doing, so don't do it. It's just have a go at healing holistically from the inside out. Have a go at healing because it feels divinely led. All right, so on this next layer, we've got Nine of Wands, Five of Pentacles, and the Sun. And again, it's like these ideals are positive and negative. So this Knight of Wands energy, right? It is that I want to equate these two in much the same way, right? In going, it's that rush of blood to the head that just says, go forth and conquer. Don't overthink it. Just charge forward with this creative new venture. And remember, in the lead up before we talked, I said the feminine energy in our house has felt really creative and really nurturing. That's kind of what we're seeing here, is this idea of going, just want to do things that feel like they nurture and heal, right? This energy, and I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to feel my way into it, and I'm not going to overthink those things that feel like they are aligned with my divinity and that they are moving in a creative, nurturing way. Now here, it's like Five of Pentacles is an interesting energy here, because you might be going, well, for me, like how I would relate this energy is to go, I don't actually know what I'm doing. So I feel a little bit like I'm running in the dark, or running blind, or locked outside of what is actually, I'm having to figure it out as I go. You know, like I don't have this knowledge yet, but I'm charging forth anyway. Now, how this could be manifesting another way is feeling like you don't have support of people or you don't have supporting finances, but it's like moving forward regardless because the outcome feels incredibly, incredibly positive. Now, what's super interesting about the sun is I'm, yeah, gosh, I don't want to make this reading all about me, but it just feels like this, all of this information feels relevant. Um, Learning about the sun giving properties, not just for the plants and the life and things that are going on, but I'm spending more time learning about how the sun is serving me, like its life-giving properties, its energizing abilities, and how we're evolving in our process with connecting with the sun. Now, the traditional meaning of the sun is to move into abundance and into joy. And how are we moving into it? By following our divine instincts, right? We're moving into more abundance and more joy and a more energized feeling, right? A life-giving feeling. There's a genuine ascension process that's moving upon us that we just have to trust, not overthink it. We're moving into healing and we've got to roll with that energy. Now you come on here and you're looking for a collective reading about love, what's happening with my twin flame, so on and so forth. But I've always held the principle you won't move into union if you don't understand how the universe is trying to bring you into the right frequencies. So this preamble that I've had, I'm yet to speak about how this is truly affecting twin flame connections. What I'm really trying to get a grasp of here is that the collective is moving to a particular frequency that is going to evolve connections. But you have to do this work in and of yourself. Right? It's not looking across at your twin going, well, you have to, they have to do their part of the journey, but we can't look at them to meet the things that we need to do, right? It's like them coming back and just loving us is not going to exclude us from having to do this ascension work and move into the knowledge that's required for twin flames to complete the mission that's upon them. So when I see energies like this, and like again, I speak, Ricky and I have the benefit of seeing it play out from the perspective of union. But if you're in separation, the push against you is no different. The push against me is no different. Being asked to evolve, to understand these higher order frequencies that are life changing. Now, the planet itself is going through something dramatic. Everywhere you look, there's some kind of natural disaster, or I go quote unquote natural disaster because we don't know the source of these things. Like, there's so many conspiracy theories out there. My job here is not to bog down in the conspiracy theory, right? Except that it's highly likely that there's other forces at play, but to move the way the divine pushes me to heal and grow, right? The mission of Twin Flames is to be there for humanity as humanity wakes up and to lead them into higher levels of frequency. You're not going to be able to do that unless you've got this energy happening in and of yourself. Now, there's two things that occur. Is like you get on mission with your twin flame journey, which will attract your twin to you by default because of the nature of twin flame connections. As one ascends, the other does also. So the push on the divine feminine right now feels really driven towards an ascension process about understanding Mother Earth in and of herself, right? It's how I'm experiencing it. You might be experiencing it from a different angle, for sure. But it is the heartbeat of the planet has risen. The pressures upon the planet have risen. Natural disasters are occurring. Governments are shaking things up. There's a whole bunch of things occurring. And Spirit says, we don't want you to move into fear. We want you to move into action. We want you to hear that voice within you and let it move you towards the frequency of abundance, even though there's this energy of being, it could feel like you're out in the cold. It could feel like you lack resources. It could feel like you're one out here. But what it's asking you to do is truly understand the nature of the divine. Gosh, isn't this this is, I didn't know how this reading was going to go, but it does feel like it has a a layered message for twin flames at this time. And look at the push from the universe, right? The Page of Swords. Look at this, the Queen of Swords, right? Am I not sort of up on my soapbox right now, spruiking information? The universe is talking to me and I'm talking to you, right? The push is for information. The push is for knowledge. The push is to understand the process that is upon us. Our job is then to become the speaker for that information, to cut through any rot, to not get lost in ideals like this that will tie us up in our own heads going, well, I don't know how to plant a veggie garden, so I'm not going to do it. That's not our job right now. Our job is to seek and share knowledge, right? This is the current push upon us. And even when it feels like we're losing our way or we don't know what to do next, it's to lean in on the divine. Now look what we've got. We've got the King of Cups in the soul space. That's a very loving, it's a very warm energy, but it can also be indecisive, right? So right now Spirit's going, what I'm putting upon you is a very strong soul song. Are you listening, and are you gonna move through it? Now if you're determined to move into union with your twin, this energy is going to feel a little conflicting, and that's where that full moon energy comes in. Your challenge is going to be to maintain positivity and to move with the divine under this current window. Now, we're looking at this window to probably sit till about mid-October, where it could feel like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I'm a little bit aimless. There could be miscommunication. There could be delays. But Spirit's saying, do not mistake my voice. My voice will be clear. My voice will be clear, and then you must go forth and take clear action. So you're going to have to be really, really defining what your soul baseline essence is. Because here's the thing, the universe brings you what you are, not what you want. So you might want union, but if you're in separation, it's because your vibration still has some work to do, right? So this is the time where we really need to be listening to that soul song and go, am I 1 foot in? Am I 1 foot out? Am I listening to the sound of the divine and taking the action that is required of me? And there will be signs and there will be synchronicities that will lead you in the direction of what you're meant to do. The question is, will you respond to it? Now, what's in the challenge position is the moon, right? Big surprise there. So we've got the full moon in Pisces coming through, and the big challenge that was going to be around this energy was going to be to keep things positive. And like I said to you, I've been experiencing it slightly differently in going, I don't feel negative about the connection. Where I'm feeling challenges is in the broader world, watching the disasters, watching the way humanity is struggling, watching people, like my heart breaks at the lack of divinity that exists, or the lack of faith that people have in looking after each other. And it's during this time, it can be really, really hard to find positivity, but Spirit's going, listen to my voice and move in the way that I tell you to do. I'll ask you to take action towards something that might feel like you're out on your own, but you're never on your own. Your twin is always part. You are one. You and your twin are one, and you are one with the divine. Abundance will follow. Just listen for the divine's voice, right? And take the action that you're required to take. For some people, the action you're required to take will be to reach out to your twin. For some, it will sit under that energy, because look here, Spirit advises fresh new passions will birth, right? Fresh new passions will birth. For me, it's gardening and beekeeping. Who knew, right? Fresh new passions will birth that will be related to your mission. Because here, look, Four of Cups comes in. It says, this is a very, look to the skies. See, in this interpretation of it, right? If we go, here's Ace of Cups, that's fresh new starts wanting to birth. Over here is Two of Cups, that's your soulmate. And over here is the energy that's spilled over. When you are sitting in the waters of the divine going, there's all this conflict, there's all this disaster, there's all this struggle. Lord, what do I do to align with you? What do I do to align with your will, with your way, with your truth, right? And Spirit is saying, turn your head up, right? Lift your chin, put your head up, let your soul listen to the divine voice and let it lead you on the path with which you are being taken. You are never not in connection with your twin. You're never not in connection with the divine, and you're never not in connection with all of humanity. Whether it's positive or negative, we are all one and we are all connected, right? And we will hear the divine call in our own hearts and souls. The question is, are you going to listen and are you going to answer, right? Because these are the keys to union. Following in the divine and moving in the path toward the vibration of surrender, which is listening and responding when the divine calls, right? It's twin flame connections. Yes, they're about love, but it's just not about the romance of the scenario. And if you're into your journey and it's still the focus is just to fix the romance scenario of it, you're further away from your connection than you'll ever be. If you're on this journey, you might be new to it, you might have been on it for years, but if the voice that you're hearing is ascend and be close to the divine, right? The stronger the voice is to ascend and be close to the divine, the stronger your union gets, right? Keys to union. Like I speak to these, and I've put other videos up that are more instructional, and I don't film my readings these days with instructions for twins, but essentially knowledge is power when you're on a twin flame journey. And when you want to bring your union back into order, the fastest way to do it is understand the journey that you're on and fight for a higher vibration, right? Because what happens to one side of the union happens to the other. You've got to imagine that these energies come in as if they're on a bungee, right? If you've descended to the earth plane like this, and then you've experienced separation. You've been born into two different vessels, right? But essentially, it's one particle that's been split into two, and there's a tie that binds. And the tie, there's not nothing in the nothing. There's a connection between the two, right? That always remains. Even when it feels like you're in separation, there's a tie that binds, right? And if one pulls on it, the other wants to move this way. The other pulls on it, the other. So you feel this pull on the connection all the time. What we want to do is have both sides of the union in harmony so that it can come together and rest easily on a frequency that is a baseline that neither wants to feel like they want to pull away from. The baseline of it is settling high enough that neither feels scared of it or feels threatened by it or feel like they want to pull away. Now, what I'm saying this reading is about, there's a unique opportunity existing for you to move to a more settled frequency within your connection. And I know I'm not talking rainbows and unicorns. I wish that I could go there, but like it feels to me like this is a very unique window for ascension. And look, we can talk rainbows and like these connections when they're in harmony and they're unique. You do move into a level of love that has that beautiful, lovely romantic edge to it, right? That lovely soulmate energy. But to get there, there's a whole heap of healing and ascending that has to occur. And we're moving into a window that is going to push us, it's going to push us deep and low and high and mighty, and it's going to push us 50 different ways in order to get us to ascend. The question is, are you going to listen? Are you going to act? And this indecisive energy within your soul, is it going to settle on, I am a twin flame on my mission and I'm moving towards union in a very, very determined way. My head is pointed upwards towards the divine and I am listening. I'm not focusing on broken romances. I'm not asking my twin flame to fix anything. I'm just focused on this Ace of Cups, which is me and the divine evolving and ascending. The rest will take care of itself. Oh gosh, I feel so preachy today. I feel so preachy in this energy, but like I feel like it's very important that we do understand that the push right now is a one to understand the divine in as deeply as you can. As deeply as you can, get square with the divine under these energies, because there's a lot coming at the collective in the next couple of months. All right, let's have a look at divine masculine energy. Man, I'm going to be interested in this one, particularly like watching how Ricky was squirming in his skin yesterday. He just could not get settled, right? He could not get settled to save himself, and he's going, it's a weird feeling, and he couldn't find words to describe it. It's words like, I feel unsettled. At moments he felt like, he goes, it feels a little aggressive, it feels like I just want to grow at something. And then he'd get all calm and emotional and go, just feeling these washes of emotion. It was a really, really heavy energy for him to move through. So let's have a look at the Divine Masculine Collective and see what they've got going on with them. Righto. The Empress comes in as the push from the universe. The Devil comes in. Right. We've got, yeah, look, see this? Holy moly. We've got the Eight of Wands, Eight of Swords in the Soul Space. We've got the Page of Pentacles in the Challenge. We've got the Knight of Pentacles as the advice. And we've got the Five of Cups as the likely outcome underneath the deck. The Four of Wands, the Six of Swords, the Seven of Cups. We've got the Two of Cups, the Six of Wands, and the Queen of Cups. Oh, this is a heck of a reading, isn't it? If you've hung in through that initial scenario, like this will be worth it for you. Look at this, the push from the universe. Holy moly. And you know what I was just saying is that the rewards for doing the work and the connection is this, right? This is what the universe wants. And even look on the next layer of energy, we've got the Four of Wands and the Two of Cups. That's the rom-com stuff. That's the, and Queen of Cups, the most love that one person can feel for another person. There's these big pushes of emotion that are coming through on Divine Masculine, and this feeling of wanting to be victorious in it and being solid in a, this is the more traditional soulmate energy. It comes without the difficult lessons in it. It's the hand-in-hand walking on the beach into the sunset kind of a stuff. Now, this is what's being pushed against Divine Masculine. So, and Ricky confirms it, these big waves of emotion, right? That he'll just show up and go, I just need to hug you. I just need to be close. It'll be this big wave of emotion. And then this, oh, now I'm tumbling again. I don't know what to do. There's a bit of aimlessness. So this push is on for them to want to be close in a physical way and in a really loving, harmonious walk on the earth plane. This is victory after a long battle to come to terms with the big feelings and the big emotions and what they're supposed to do with them. Next layer of energy. Look at this. Choices and moving away from their troubles into a higher level of commitment, even to like celebrating the commitments that they're in or the commitments that they want to move to. So here it's going, the push is, this is around the choices that they have to make and going, I need to turn my back from anything toxic in order to move towards my happy ever after. And there will be things coming up in their world that will be designed to get them to turn back to trouble, right? In here, we don't know what's in these cups, right? Some of them have really, really positive things in them. Some of them are like poison. Some of them, like, look at this, you got the snake crawling out of this one. Whereas this one, you've got like all of these, beautiful treasures. Look how many different outcomes you have there, right? Depending on which cup they drink, they're going to have a different outcome, right? And here they're going, I don't want any of the trouble that comes with this. Now look what you've got over here, Divine Feminine, as a likely outcome. You know which cup to drink from, the Divine. All you do is you go, I don't bother me with choices. I know which cup I want to drink from. I want to drink from a Divine cup, and I have my chin up, focused on my divine voice. Right? Now, Divine Masculine is figuring out how to do that too. Going, I don't need the troubles of this world. I don't need to be drinking from the wrong cup anymore. What I need is to feel happy and settled in my unions and in my scenarios. And look at this, the 1111. I saw a funny little thing on, you see things on TikTok or whatever, about the chances of actually seeing 1111 in any given day. You get 2 shots in a day to see it, right? When it comes up on a clock. So they've talked about the possibility of what are the chances that you'll actually notice 1111 on the clock. And the odds were outrageous that you would actually see it. Now, the push, Ricky's shot at it a couple of times and gone, Oh, look, I keep seeing 1111. I'll look at my phone and see 1111. So they are seeing the signs. Remember when this was all over us, Divine Feminine, when it was everywhere you turned, all you could see was 1111? So they're getting signs from the Divine to move closer towards the earthbound version of a twin flame, quote unquote, relationship, but we know as union. But the world would view it as a more traditional setting for the relationship. So divine masculine is having this wake up voice going, I want that victory too. I want to feel this great love. I just want to let it flow without all of the challenges of that I've had with the ego, of all the things that have gotten in the way. I just want the best version of this relationship that I can move into. Now, essentially, as they're moving into this space, what we're getting asked to do is to hold our ground. That's kind of how it's coming across. Hold your ground, Divine Feminine. Keep doing the things I've tasked you to do. They're not asking us to make any great leaps in how we love, right? It's going, hear my voice and do it. Do as I lead you to do, and continue to make humanity better to the best of your ability, right? And that can be whether it's in your home and in your family, or whether you're helping other people, or however you're moving through this energy that feels led by the divine in order to bring your light forward, right? It can be very, very micro, or it can be macro, however the divine has led you to be listening to their voice and bringing the sunshine forward. Now they're saying, you do this. Don't focus in on your connection, because divine masculine is having a wave of emotion put upon them that is designed to elevate them into this highest level of connection. Now, what we've got, these are the 6 cards underneath the deck, and I've spent a lot of time talking about them because they're energies that are wanting to rise. And my most likely scenario is divine masculine doesn't fruit in this energy till probably mid-October onwards. But we're seeing all the signs of what the universe has intended for divine masculine as they move forward. Let's have a look at the heart of the reading. The push from the universe is the Empress, right? Now, our Empress energy is the ultimate divine feminine energy, right? She is connected to the cosmos. She is connected to the earth plane. She is connected to the divine. She is the bring forth of life bearer, right? She is the all and the everything with regards to divine feminine energy. Now, the push on divine masculine is to feel that at its highest order, right? So these big waves of emotion that are going to be put upon them. Look at down here again, we've got the Queen of Cups, and we've got it organized with the Victory card and the Two of Cups. So this is what's pushing underneath the energy, and this is the direct push. You add all this up together, right? They are being asked to understand what their role is, and I don't even want to say balance out their feminine energy. I just want to say they want to feel the full weight of their emotions without it drowning them, right? And here at the moment, and it's interesting because we've got King of Cups, which has got us, going. And it's probably because of the pull of the divine masculine that we sit in King of Cups, because it's drawing us in. But we're going, no, 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 no. The voice that I'm hearing is I've got to listen to the divine and take the actions that the divine put in place for me, which is not to tumble into chasing my divine connection. Because right now we've got masculine sitting with the energy of the devil. So, right, here is the divine and the pure energy of feminine energy that's designed to feel, but this energy is where it turns into being fueled by desire or being fueled by upset. This has come through a couple of times in divine masculine readings, that they become overtly focused on reconnecting, and it could turn into obsession that they don't understand, right? Why do I suddenly desire this person so heartily to the point that it's actually being defective in my life? And what is divine feminine doing is we're not actually giving attention to fueling this energy. We're going, oh, no, 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 I've got things that are divinely pushed that keeps my focus over there, which stops us getting into chaser energy and all those kind of things that disrupt. Now, divine masculine is going to be feeling these big pools of desire, going, I don't want it just to be desire. I want it to be love. I want it to be genuine love that holds my hand and walks with me and nurtures me for all of my days, right? They want to lock this down. And I've talked about this energy of, like we've got Mars in Libra, which again, that energy sort of it'll shift again about mid-October, where relationships become the central focus, and the energy of it is to put a ring on it, right? Put a ring on it, lock it down, make it happen. Now, in the soul space, what is this bringing up? A whole heap of confusing energy, right? Where they can't see where they're going. They feel like they're bound up and, they're in a prison of swords, but their feet are in the water. If they keep following this divine water, they will find their way out of their prison. These swords are not going to cut them. Look, they're not closing them in. It's an illusion that they're trapped in anything other than their own overthinking, right? And we've got to push down here. We've got to be careful not to fall into that trap too. It's a mirroring energy. Our energy, it sits in a lower level of energy, but for them, it's way up front. Way up front. Like, and like Ricky described this so innately yesterday. It's like going, I don't know what's happening. I'm feeling all sorts of weird. One minute it's these big waves of emotion, and the next minute it can feel a little bit aggressive, it can feel a little lost, it can feel a little aimless. It's all over the place. But what we're doing is we're having big talks about divine purpose, right? And his feet are fully in divine water. So if he's any reflection, yes, we get the benefit of watching his journey play out from like real time. But your divine masculine will be going through something similar. If you're in separation and you can't see it, I'm saying I want to give you like our bird's eye view going, this is exactly how he's describing the energy. It's a confusing energy, but his feet are in the water and the divine voice is loud. He's describing things like the ringing in the ears and the feeling like things are evolving, signs and symbols and communications, and listening to things and hearing the divine's voice more clearly, but going, I'm not sure what it's meant to be leading me to. And it's bringing a whole heap of different things forward. So here, I'm in the challenge position. I feel like I'm waking up to this journey again, brand new, and going, all right, here's my humble offering as a page. I'm going, I'll follow you, divine. Take me into the highest order of this kind of feeling that you can possibly lead me to, right? Here's my Empress, take me towards her. At the moment, my offering is small because I'm still fighting for understanding. Spirit says, man up. And I use that phrase lightly, but like it's the elevation, right? From the page to the knight. You feel challenged because you feel like a knight. Keep working every day. Get up and keep working, because this is forward progress. This is the energy of someone who grinds, right? Just gets up and every day and keeps fighting for a new solution. And what I've got currently, I expect this to change by mid-October, is they're feeling the full weight of disconnection, right? They're feeling the full weight of what it is to be disconnected from the divine. I would say, again, asking questions of who Jesus was, what Christ consciousness is. They're feeling the full disconnect from twin flame connections or soulmate connections. They could even be feeling the full disconnection from family. This is a big question of oneness and duality and how it all plays out to evolve us. They're asking big questions and coming up with even bigger questions, probably. I went to say with answers, and Spirit goes, no. Questions lead to questions, even bigger questions in order. They see here, behind their back is the Two of Cups, but the push from underneath is that this energy evolves, right? And it's a massive ascension plane. And I'm going to be tracking this energy more intently. We went through a little window from May to August where the energy was more bridge-like. You can kind of just stand on it and have a good look at the scenery and go, how far have I come? What's progress? There hasn't been this level of push for ascension for a while. So I'm going to keep my eye pretty closely on how this is evolving, and again, you know, like bring our window forward and go, this is how it's affecting us. You know, we do, and I speak to it. We have the advantage of union, so I can see it play out firsthand, how the divine masculine is responding to these energies. And I'm really excited to see this level of evolution, this level of waking up, and this, you know, the struggle is real. The struggle is real, but what it takes them is into deeper understanding of the divine. Deeper understanding of the divine means that that level of ascension is higher, the frequency of the baseline and the connection is higher, which puts us all in better position to hold our unions and do what we came here to do. Now, let's get into a what would your divine masculine tell you if they could? Let's just see, I've got them up the right way this time. And I reset this deck because it keeps coming through with all sorts of, if it comes through reversals, I'm 1000% just going, this deck will do what it wants to do. Because I reset it and I reset it and I just now accept it. Righto, let's have a look. What have we got? What have we got there? We've got 10 of Pentacles. This is what they would tell you if they could. So we've got 10 of Pentacles there. We've got the Emperor. We've got the King of Swords. We've got the Knight of Swords. Wow, look, they really do want to start to communicate. The Tower's coming in. And the Hermit. Right. So, again, I feel pretty on point with how this discussion is going. Because look, I'm suggesting that they won't come out of this phase probably until the energy shifts dramatically in around mid-October. This Hermit energy is a likely outcome. It's like, I've got my light on, I'm doing my work, I'm fully doing it, but I'm probably not going to tell you about it until October, even though I want to. Knight of Swords, right? In the soul space. It wants to come to conclusions. It wants to come to a plan. Wants to move forward. I want to tell you, I'm evolving. Look, we've got our Empress and our Emperor there. I want to tell you that I am the Ten of Pentacles and the Emperor. Now, anyone who's watched our readings for a while have known that I see the Ten of Pentacles as the culmination of the twin flame connection. Like, you can be in the Nine, and that's going, you've solved every other problem in your life other than the twin flame dilemma, right? When the Ten of Pentacles comes in, it says you are solving the twin flame dilemma to bring it into union in the 3D space. Now, he's saying, I'm solving the twin flame dilemma to move into Emperor energy in order to enact the plan that's required, in order to communicate what my soul is here to do. My challenge is to actually do it. Right? I want to. I understand everything that's meant to happen, but I still don't have the push. Now, and we wouldn't expect that they would. We wouldn't. Because of how everything else is set up, this is not the perfect time to come forth and start something new. But all the table is set. Now, what needs to crash in their life in order to bring them forward? It's going to be different for every one of them. But look at this. I want to leave behind whatever this catastrophe is. But I need to take it down. Maybe it's a job they need to leave. Maybe it's a person that they're leaving behind. Maybe it's nobody's understood their relationship with you. Maybe they get really bad advice from the people around them that just goes, you need to forget about that person. You need to leave them behind. You know, who knows what it is in your person's life, but they need to crash a tower down in order to leave their troubles behind. But they're saying, I'm going to spend this time, and tower time can be pretty dramatic. Look at that, right? Getting struck by lightning, having the tower fall, tumbling out of the tower, and then needing some time to recuperate in order to come forward. I wouldn't predict this energy moves out of this before mid-October. That's my heartfelt on that. Let's have a quick look at Divine Love Oracle and see if there's anything else we can sort of glean off the surface of this energy and see what's happening there. So Divine Feminine, what have we got for you? Oh, see, this softer version of twin flames. Interesting. And not from here. Okay. So for divine feminine, see this softer version of the energy, where it's, you know, about the more romantic side of life. Where I find this really interesting. This has come out this way because this is, if you look at this card is sacred geometry, right? And behind it, it's got like a very masculine energy. Sitting in that space, and it's got love, and it's got like I've got a couple of names in there. Like, it's when I did this card, you can laugh if you want. I was very, very interested in using music to move myself out of the space that I was in, right? So with this, I was listening to pop music, right? And at the time, it was I was listening to Harry Styles, right? And I was using, and I think that's even like I've drawn a likeness to him in there, and I've gone like there's a 3D version, and then it builds out in front of you what you listen to, what you take in, what you educate yourself with, what moves forward is then building out in front of you. So I was listening to songs at the time when I was in the thick of it that were they were pop music based, and they were ideals around love that had gone away that comes back, right? So it was the idea, and particularly listening to it from, I loved Harry's vocals. There's something in the way that Harry Styles sings that just like, I just love his vocals. And I would listen to that, and I would listen to his Heartbreak, and I would use that to go, it's building out in front of me that men can feel as deeply as women do about heartbreak, and they can work to fix it, and that this sacred geometry would build out in front of it in order for this to occur, right? That rom-com energy where you go, they meet, they fall in love, they go apart, and they come back together, and all is hunky-dory. So to me, for these two coming together was kind of like, I was using whatever music I listened to was in order to build my ideal scenario of broken hearts being healed in order to bring it back. So I'm not really, I don't know if I'm at the baseline of what I'm trying to say here, but I was, okay, I can get it from another level now. Spirit is giving me another awareness. Right now, the kind of music that's being played in our house, Ricky's dominating it, right? He's playing a lot of songs that are really based in this energy. So, you know, like it feels like it's really loving and kind and soulful and joyous, and you know, it's loaded with positivity. And I would suggest that this is continuing to build harmony in our world. And divine feminine, you're probably going to feel that. You're probably going to feel that gentleness. It's going to, look at these ripples. Oh, look at that. If this is building sacred geometry out in front of you, we're going to feel the ripples of it moving into our life that are going to give us a sense of peace, of knowing there's a shift occurring, that is the divine masculine moving more towards loving soulmate energies versus the constant punch of ascension, right? So these are moving into an energy that are going to settle into the harmony that allows unions to occur. Now, not from here. We're not, right? Our souls come from a place, you know, you hear the line all the time. Humans are, we're souls having a human experience. That's the truth of it. And we have to know that when we agree to a twin flame divine union, or you're moving through, you're connected to the collective, you have to understand these ideals that our souls move down here to learn from this experience, to understand that we're never in separation, not from the divine and not from each other, and that our twin flame soulmate comes from the source origin of where we're from is the same, right? We're in two different vessels, but the origin is the same. Now, this is understanding our journey. It's funny, we've been talking about this a little bit in going, why would we volunteer for this time on earth? Why would we? It's often spoken about in the collective and Starseed community that, you know, we volunteered to help humanity through this shift. And, you know, we kind of joke about the thread that ties us both is I'm 10 years older than Ricky. It's kind of like I jumped off the wall and the thread that tied dragged him down here with me. You know, it's like, why would we volunteer for this? You know, it's like Humpty Dumpty got dragged here. It was, we say we understand that our source energy and that the reason that we're here is because we're souls with something to learn, something to move through, something to grow through. And I say all the time, knowledge is power in a twin flame journey. What you know and what you understand about the journey and what you apply to your life when you're in separation will serve you so dramatically moving forward. Now, unions come together, and I speak about them being push and pull, but when you understand that you're not from here, and the reason that you've manifested into this human body is to serve a purpose. If you truly identify with the twin flame journey, then you have to understand that there's a mission behind it, right? And if you can't get to that point, if you're going to stay stuck on the romance of it, it will never come back together. So divine masculine is understanding that there's power in what he's doing. He's building his life out in front of you, and you should be starting to feel the ripples of it. But to me, the key from this is understanding the point of it all is not to play out, even though it feels like a rom-com. You feel the romance, you feel the connection, you feel the tie. You understand the point of it is much more evolved. I've been so preachy in this reading, and if you stuck with it, from one twin flame to another, power to you. And the next part of the journey is raising us up to another level. And I fully anticipate we'll have a wave of unions come online about mid-October. So this is a message to prepare for that. Get your soul ready, get your spirit ready, because divine masculine, you know, for the wave of masculines that are moving, this, you know, we're getting another wave is ready to come into union. If this is not you, do not lose heart. Twins come together in waves, and they're not time centric, they're task centric. So the more you get to understanding the tasks, the closer you are to bringing union forward. So knowledge is power. The waves come together task centric, not time centric. And if you can wrap your head around that, you can move your union forward at a rate of knots. But there's a definite push on for the next lot of people. There's let's say the facilities are in place, right? If you're going to climb a mountain, it's like the divine goes, well, here's the ropes and the boots and the gloves. It's everything necessary you need to achieve what you've got to do, but you've actually got to use those things to climb the mountain. So do it, right? Everything's set for you to do it. Prepare, get your soul ready, get your soul ready. Sit in that abundance. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck in the overthinking, and don't get stuck in feeling like you're in this on your own. You're not. There's a collective energy that's here to support you. So prepare for the next part of the journey, and here we go. I'm going to get off my soapbox and say that's going to wrap up our reading. So in faith, hope, and love, it's bye from me for now.